Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to my page, Dr. Rekha Sehgal, Homeopathy for Mankind. First of all, a big sorry to all my followers for not uploading my videos. As you all know, everyone was struggling with COVID crisis, so I was doing a lot of telephonic consultation. Plus, in our family members, everyone was affected with COVID. So it was bit hectic for me to upload my videos, but now with the grace of God, everything is fine. So I'll keep updating my videos. So let's start with today's topic. Which is very common and very most talked topic nowadays, that is black fungus or mucormycosis. As you all know, it is an infection which is caused by the fungus due to the exposure of molds and spores. This fungus is present everywhere. It is present in air, in soil, in the dead decaying parts, in the damp places, and even in the healthy secretions of the body. And it can affect your face, your sinuses, your eye area, your brain area, your skin, lungs, GIT, etc. Depending upon the location where it is exposed, the presentation could be of that area. First of all, when it affects your nasal and brain area, then it is called as rhinocerebral mucormycosis. In all these cases, you have to be very vigilant, because in these cases there is a lot of mortality is there. The death rates are very high, so you have to be very cautious while handling these cases. If it is affecting your nasal area, then the patient could present to you with a nasal congestion, nose blockage, or sometimes the water discharge or bloody discharges from the nose, or there could be a blackish discoloration or crust formation around the nasal area. If it affects your eyes, then it could be from mild to severe symptoms. The mild symptoms could be your watering or redness of the eye region, but in later stages, it could cause a loss of vision. When their patient could also present to you with a persistent headache, especially in the temporal region, or it could affect your brain also. And sometimes the patient could present to you with a only unilateral one-sided facial swelling, and you have to examine that there could be a loss of sensation of that part. So this is all about rhinocerebral mucormycosis. The next one is the pulmonary, when it affects your lungs, and then your presentation could be the fever, the cough, or the patient could have the pain in the chest area and the shortness of the breath. Then the most favorable side of this is your skin. So the skin could present to you with a redness or any kind of blisters or ulcers, and when you closely examine, there is a blackish discoloration around that part, or there is a lot of pain while touching, or warmth, redness, and swelling could be there. And if it affects your GIT, that is gastrointestinal symptom, that the patient could present to you with abdominal pain which is persistent and could be severe also at times, nausea, vomiting, or sometimes the GIT bleeding. So you have to be very cautious and vigilant while handling these cases. And now, the foremost part of this topic is to describe the risk factors, which people and those who are at risk, and why after COVID, suddenly there is an increase in cases of black fungus. So, first of all, the common risk factors, the people, those who have taken a lot of steroids. There is a lot of misuse of steroids. Therefore, WHO guidelines states that in mild and moderate cases of steroids, COVID cases, the steroid should not be used. And even if they are used in severe cases, the time period should not be more than 5 to 10 days, because after taking steroids, your body's immunity gets lower down, and so you are prone to the infections. And it has been observed that people, those who are recovering from COVID, their immunity is very less. The second part is the people, those who are having uncontrolled sugar levels. these people are very prone to having this kind of manifestation. So you have to be very vigilant while handling the cases of COVID and advise them properly. The third is the people, those who are on immunosuppressant drugs, the patients of cancer, or they have gone under any major surgeries, or they have gone under transplantations. So you have to be very vigilant in these kind of patients. The fourth is the people, those who are recovering from COVID, and as the body's is in a lot of prostration and debilitated state, so it invites a lot of infections to your body, because in COVID the lymphocytes usually gets the levels gets down. So when this lymphocytes levels get down, the body become more prone to the opportunistic infection. And as you all know, fungus is also an opportunistic infection. It usually resides on the body when where there is the immunity is slow down. So you have to be very vigilant while handling the cases and make them advise properly what kind of precautions they have to use after recovery from COVID. Now I'll describe the homeopathic part in the last, but the preventive part, which is very important and is to be taken consider first of all, is to monitor the sugar levels very properly. You have to advise your patients, those who have recovered from COVID, that they, in spite of having in spite they are not diabetic, still they should monitor their sugar levels. Second, post COVID patients with uncontrolled diabetes should have a vigilant use of sugar levels monitoring very properly. Third is the people, those who were in on heavy steroids or have a long hospitalization periods, should be isolate themselves for at least 4 weeks, so that the effect of steroids gets slower down, or it should be wear off from their body. So they should avoid going to crowded places, or to the contaminated places, to the damp places. And even if it is unavoidable, then they should use three-ply mask, which is very essential part. Second, they should not share any their personal care items like combs, towels, or brushes with anyone. And they should make their skin areas and the skin area should be very clean and dry. So these are the some preventive measures which you have to advise to your patient, which is very mandatory. And being a physician or being a doctor, it's your duty to make them aware that in spite they are COVID negative, they should take utmost care, because they are prone to opportunistic infections. And now the last part is the homeopathic part. As you know, various protocols and various you can say researches are going on. So there are many drugs, but as you all know, it is an individualistic reactions of the body. So you the constitutional prescribing is must, and you have to make your own totality with caution and while dealing these kind of cases. But still, in our literature, there are many antifungal medicines are given, and the first is that arsenic album. It is usually prescribed in 200 potency, and where the patient brings to you with a complaint of skin which is blackish and having a lot of itchiness, burning sensation is there. There arsenic alb can be thought of. Plus, in these kind of patients, the biochemic combination, that is 5-FOS, is very beneficial, and you can prescribe to your patient for at least 15 days to 30 days. Second, in these cases, you can have antipsychotic, that is Thuja is very much indicated, and it is usually it is given in our literature. Whenever you are handling these cases, you should start with the antipsychotic medicine, and the response it's very good. There are many more medicines like phosphorus is there, lachesis is there, but you have to be cautious and you have to make your own totality to prescribe in these cases, and plus advise your patients what could be the preventive measures they can take to avoid this infection, because if you take utmost care of yourself, this infection cannot touch your body. So I think if this short and concise video on black fungus could help you in some extent, and I'll keep uploading my videos. Thank you and have a very nice day. Thank you.